The first few seconds of the first episode had a really cool space opera feel to it, but then it suddenly just swaps you into like this high school hot dog eating contest, and that's where it starts being bad. It never comes back to that first 30 seconds. The main character is in love with this girl who is very cliche, typical tsundere, and he is also a very typical generic main character, so they're perfect for each other. And then she gets killed off by a giant robot, and she's not really dead though. They never explain how she survived.
The shot was fired so close and it turned the earth around, basically. But she survived somehow.
And when he finds out that she quote-unquote died, he finds a very conveniently placed overpowered mecha that's right next to him, and he just gets in. He knows how to pilot it pretty much perfectly from the start, and he beats all the bad guys, which is just perfect.
Of course he pays with his humanity for it.
He never had much personality to pay anyway, so he didn't lose much.
This is the same writer's code Yas. It's like, man, I just don't want to have a dictator main character this time. I want to have a pussy main character. You know, that's just what a Gundam show needs. A pussy main character. I mean, at least with First Gundam, the main character struggled in learning how to fight, and he had an instruction manual. You know, Amuro was also a little bit of a techie. This guy just came out of eating contest. I'm surprised he wasn't puking all over the console.
So apparently when he loses his humanity, he also has vampire brain hijacking abilities as well.
He seems to be the only one afflicted by this. That's one thing that was never explained, is why he's the only one that turns into a rabid dog.
At first I thought, oh yeah, plot armor, just like Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan. They can kill him 50 times and he's gonna be immortal shit. But then they said that he hijacks the bodies of anyone he bites, and they say, oh, tactics, espionage. But no, it was retarded.
He's a total badass inside the robot, but yeah, he can't even confess to his own childhood friend as soon as he gets out of the robot.
Oh my god, I'm a monster. Apart from that one bite, until that point in the show, he didn't do anything.
He was an indecisive lead before being turned into a vampire, so what's the difference? He's not gonna confess anyways. Typically, like a good harem lead, Haruto is a total puss when he's not fighting, but when he's fighting, he gets all the balls, and he inspires bravery and courage to everybody else to keep on fighting. And as soon as the battle is over, he's back to his pussy self.
The bad guys are totally made to be hated. We have that one guy, what's his name? Erufu. Well, that guy, you know, he becomes a traitor. Hey, he's a traitor, kill him. Who cares about chain of command? Who cares that we grew up together as soldiers, you know? Let's just toss it out the window.
Why not send high schoolers to infiltrate?
Because we needed transfer students, get it? Nothing
he's also
happens
totally
without transfer
professional
students. Why does he kill anyone he meets up until that point without saying a word? And as soon as he finds the robot, the reason he was there, he stops killing people and he starts having his chat with some students he never heard about.
Does it ever explain why they even infiltrated the module to begin with?
So they can steal the robot.
How do they know the robot was there?
Espionage.
Oh,
Power of friendship.
power of friendship.
The second episode is where we are also revealed to the awesome final move.
The Harakiri blade. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the limit break.
The cheat weapon. He can wipe out anything with it.
Sometimes, when going over 100, it will activate it.
You mean when it's needed?
Yeah.
When the plot demands it?
It's like, how do I charge it? How do I overheat my robot in that right way to get me the limit break? It just randomly comes to me? Or do I have to, like, take enough hits? Or do I have to fly around in circles for enough amount of time? I don't know. They're students. You know, they're supposed to be stupid.
Not to mention that the enemies always like position themselves in a straight line, so it perfectly hits every single one all the time.
Yeah, they never learn from this shit. They always place their fleet perfectly for destroying it.
Third episode.
This Arus nation lands. Their leader seems good, but secretly is an asshole.
He's an adult! Of course he's an asshole!
The main character now got over 700 million Facebook friends.
Like, that means absolutely anything in the show. It's like, you have our support and we show that by pressing like.
I just call them pussy heard round the world.
Pretty much.
You know, he was so special. Oh my god, everyone loves you because badass, you know, and now everyone knows you because you can pilot a robot. Do we really need another Sword Art Online this quick?
We will get one in no time.
This is the episode where it also showed that teenagers are automatically better than adults because genes. They just can integrate into machines better. You know, forget if they have flamethrowers, forget if they have numbers, forget if they have bombs, you know. That one guy alone, it just took care of all the soldiers in the entire base. He's the one kid soldier that took out 1,000 men. He's 17 years old, and that's how I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him Mr. 17.
He just escapes from everyone. I mean, he was captured. The way he does it, it's ridiculous. It's like a parody.
This isn't the first time he does this either. Throughout the whole series, he gets captured over and over again, and he just escapes in the most, like, unrealistic, almost comical ways. It's very stupid in my opinion.
It's because he was a child soldier.
Oh, of course.
You know, he has a lot of experience. More experience than actual soldiers.
I bloody love how they keep on trying to excuse that he's super intelligent and thus he can prophesize anything that will happen later on with calculations. There's no way you'd have known this would have happened. That's bullshit.
Because he is from that military, and so he knows every tactic there is.
But how come all of his friends don't know all those tactics? Like, we have that one insane little boy who just wants to disobey orders constantly.
Oh, the red-haired one?
Yeah, the one that does, the one
he's
that
one
does,
of the most annoying characters ever. I hated him.
I mean, in a show that makes no sense, he made no fucking sense.
He was not following orders and yet Erfu could still predict him. Yeah, okay.
Why would the military nation have a need for such a maniac?
Because he's a teenager. Episode 4.
The main character declines on that offer. The grey-haired guy, of course, predicts that he will agree to the offer anyway, because he can see the future or something.
Calculated.
After the reinforcements arrive, the local Arus leader changes plans and wants to leave the high schoolers behind.
But the Hikikomori reveals the truth.
The hacker girl. She can hack anything and no one recognizes it.
She's a teenager. Military firewalls mean nothing to her.
Haruto, someone tried to get into his robot, and he told him, don't get in, you're probably going to die. The guy gets in anyway, he dies instantly.
Only teenagers can pilot the robot, but he didn't know he would die. He just assumed he would die when he could become a vampire like him. He shouldn't know that. And at the end of the episode, we have an independent nation made up only of teenagers.
Oh, good. It was at that point.
God.
It was at that point I gave up on the show. The freaking red-haired chick was so freaking plot armored. You know, like the whole council wasn't going her way. She starts stripping her clothes, as if that'll just make people listen to her. It's like, what?
Yeah. Surely fan service again.
I mean, it's like, when in doubt, strip. It's like, what?
That's how politics work.
Everyone who wants to be the United Children of America. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's not think about it. We'll listen to you. You're not our student council president, but let's listen to you because you're the daughter of the president of our original nation. That's got to mean something. I love how, like, the main character just goes outside. Let's cut this sucker off, and he neuters the entire module away from the original colony. How does that make sense? How are you going to get food? How are you going to get air? Didn't make any fucking sense. He just hacks away, and all the enemy soldiers are right there and just letting him do it. We ripped off Gundam. We ripped off Blast of Tempest already. Infinite Rivus. Now we ripped off Gurren Lagann.
Episode 5. The teenagers establish their society.
When I saw that, I actually felt like they were going to do something with it, like the whole society will just go downhill immediately, but they never did. Like, their society worked almost perfectly. Everything went well. There was no really big major corruption or problems that they faced. I felt they could have done so much more without just showing how kids can't run a society.
All those chicks are having a cat fight inside, and we get some slapping around, and then stupid red-haired chicks like, how about we sing? That'll warm us up, and it'll make us happy. I'm like, what? When did this turn into a Saturday morning cartoon?
They just pretty much said, we're not doing anything with this. We're just throwing this into the garbage can right now.
Hey kids, you have problems? Just make a J-pop musical. That will solve everything.
You know, that's what Infinite Rivus was. You know, every character had some kind of shakiness about them, and then enough isolation, enough time, then it showed their true colors. We don't get that here.
Episode 6.
This idol girl
Saki.
gets into a robot and becomes a Valvrave pilot. She wants to get famous again because she had a nice time as an idol, but then people dropped her.
They completely drop it off after this short little arc here. They never return to her being an idol or anything like that. This is just throw it out the window, just like every other concept.
I have never hated a character so quickly before in my entire life. Obnoxious, self-absorbed, unrelatable, attention whore. And I found out who the voice actress was for her. Asuna from Sword Art Online.
Oh, wow.
Everything makes sense. She is supposed to be a slut right off the bat. It's already a masterpiece just because we get a little Sword Art Online fan service.
Yeah.
So.
She really is like Asuna, since in her very first battle, she already turns into a damsel in distress and Haruto needs to save her.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just like Sword Art Online, it never explains why she likes him. I mean, she manipulated him. You know, it doesn't seem like he'd be her type.
Yeah.
It would have been better if at least she was honest, saying, well, you're famous right now. That'll get me places. She switches bodies with him.
Just uses that to make it seem like Haruto is hitting on other girls and shit, but again doesn't lead anywhere. She just did it for fun.
Yeah, even that one chick that she turned on, even that chick doesn't really do anything with it.
They try to develop a love triangle between the main character and this Saki girl and the original love interest, but they don't do anything with it after some episodes.
Episode 7. The episode begins with a flash forward. It was 300 years in the future where there's some sort of an empire that was created thanks to Haruto, and we see that idol girl fighting some other guy we never hear or know about ever again. We just like it's there. As soon as the scene is over, we just go back to the present. So all tension is gone because we already know they have established their own empire or something. Well, although you pretty much know they won.
Well, so far I don't care about any character though, so yeah, it was just a pointless gimmick.
So back to the present. What happens?
The glasses girl dies.
Oh,
I forgot about her. Of course I did.
Yeah.
she was so memorable.
She had glasses. She was a girl. Those are her two traits.
And they try to make it so fucking shocking.
When all the adults were killed in the first episode, they didn't act like that.
Adults are evil. Fuck adults, right?
Yeah, adults are-
Yeah, definitely.
It just made me think one thing. Why wasn't there a car right there for her to get into? If only there was a car.
No, better
Oh.
off, why didn't you just put her in a robot, which would just take her humanity away, and she would just be immortal like the rest of them?
Hell, why was she even there in the first place? I mean, really, it's a hangar. You know, that's not where she needs to be. She needs to be back in the kitchen. That's what she's good at.
Erfu wrote notes about how his comrades will fight, and based
Oh
on
my
10
god, I
lines,
forgot
Oh
about
yeah.
that.
and based on those notes, he defeated everyone, because 15 years of training amount to 5 lines of text. Weren't they elite soldiers? You're elite when you can adjust to each situation, not when you're so predictable. Episode 8.
Those weird tapeworm devices that clog up the joints of the robots. I thought, hey, finally some tactics. The illusion of tactics. And so we have seawater. It's like shoot a hole into this section of the module. How would you know seawater would freeze those weapons in outer fucking space?
Yeah, it's already very cold in outer space, by the way.
And why are those robots so sensitive to freezing water? Our car doesn't get disabled by ice.
It's like Pokemon, man. The bad guys, their robots are weak to ice. The Valvraves are weak to heat.
Ah.
Episode 9. Yet another one becomes a pilot by jumping in the robot against orders. Because teenagers don't follow orders.
Acts like an asshole, and he wants to, you know, avenge the orange-haired girl by hijacking one of the Valvraves.
Which was also predicted by Erfu.
He actually forgets about that as soon as he gets to ride the robot. He doesn't harp on it anymore after that.
Episode 10.
Saki got raped by Haruto because he activated his evil mode or whatever. He bites people and does all that to get DNA for his robot. We never say anything about rape though. This is the only time this happens in the whole series. Like, why? Just for shock factor.
Yes.
And then they try to excuse it as if there was consent and Saki wanted her to have sex with him. Because she's Asuna.
She doesn't even defend herself. She could have gotten away somehow.
She was attracted to that dark side of him. Ooh, you're the black swordsman, aren't you? Let me unsheath your weapon for you. Whoa! Easy boy. I love how so many people dropped this show because of that rape scene. It's like, you didn't drop the show before? It took a rape scene to do this?
Valvrave the Lubricator. Episode 11. Shoko's father dies. Who was he again?
Because,
Dumb.
What was the follow-up of the rape scene? Marriage proposal.
No, shotgun marriage proposal.
And of course nothing happens with it. Their relation doesn't change a bit. The hacker girl, she was bullied and now she's a total shut-in.
She breaks her own keyboard. It's like, you know you're gonna have to leave that place and get another keyboard, right?
They could use the hostage to convince them to give up. One hostage alone. One.
Shoko, she was literally thinking about, should I give up? And behind her, Elf was about to pull a gun on her. And when she finally decided, nah, we'll just let them fight, he put the gun away.
Which is nonsensical, because why would you shoot her? I mean, the most popular figure in the whole high school.
Leof doesn't do anything that he isn't already prepared to do. In his mind, it would have all worked out.
He had calculated what she would reply all along.
He pulled the gun just for fun, you know?
On the very next episode, she totally forgets about the dad.
I think she brings him up in like the second season for like one split second.
But
And
that's
then-
it.
That's it, yeah.
Episode 12. That kind general, he's some sort of a supernatural freak.
He's immortal? I thought only kids could be immortal. I didn't think anyone else in the show could be strong unless they're a kid. Because all of the children are apparently overpowered in this show. Adults are completely useless.
And I like how it ended just like Code Geass' first season. Cliffhanger! Except Code Geass' first season ended nice.
The Hikikomori girl also becomes a pilot here.
She has this little fortress of cardboard boxes. Who came up with the idea of a cardboard box chamber? It's fucking so stupid.
If you hide behind a box, no one's gonna find you. It's the last place people would look.
To me, it was just like a really bad Metal Gear Solid ripoff. You know, cardboard. I'm a cardboard box, and you can't touch this.
Now that's of course a dog piece on it. They had to defeat that drill which was poisoning the whole base somehow, and yeah, hacking.
Why would they need to resort to poison gas? I mean, they are a military nation with extremely powerful military.
Because they're based on Germans.
Yes, we used the gas in World War One.
We just get some classic Nazi genocide moment,
Yeah, I felt like home.
Episode 13.
They figure out that the Valvraves run on runes.
They're information particles, stand for your memory, and if they get sucked off, you will lose your memory, and that's stupid. Because information is only in human being, that's why the Valvrave vampires can't feed on pigs or something.
I mean, you know what would have been a neat little twist is if you actually ate literal information, like eat a piece of paper or eat like a really cool math problem. That should do the trick. We get another yaoi moment with Lee Elf and Haruto where he says, "I will only eat you." He's like, "Eat me."
In episode 14, they get the new Hawk power-ups, which pretty much stop the robots from overheating. They're not really referenced enough. I don't think they're important enough to the series. They could have just skipped over that completely. It was unnecessary.
It's for when you buy the first model kit that was in season 1, and now you can buy the expansion packs. So they had to throw it in.
And this is where we also have the Hikikomori's backdrop where she was bullied.
Brother-sister development.
Oh yeah. They did a real good job handling their bonding, except it never really matters in the rest of the show.
So, in episode 15 and 16, we learn how Elf and all of his buddies became super soldiers, and they went pretty much to like this summer camp where they teach kids to become assassins.
I actually liked that part of the show. I was thinking to myself, that's not a bad idea. Use child soldiers' bodies and infiltrate the camp. That's pretty resourceful. But up until then, I thought that Haruto was the only one that could bite people's necks and switch bodies with them. I mean, because he's the only one that turns into a beast. No one ever turns into a beast except him. What makes him so special?
He's the protagonist, of course he's special.
That's right, he's supposed to rip off Shinji, that's right. And then I love this ass pull. This is where the AI says to the little girl, "Oh yeah, we used to be friends. I took all your memories." That just came out of nowhere. There was like no foreshadowing up till now. I thought that girl was just supposed to be a troll. But no, there's a reason why she doesn't care about anything. It's because she doesn't.
The character was never expanded upon in the first season. They never gave anything of it. I'm not even sure if they told us in the first season that her memories were lost. I
No,
mean,
they
they
didn't.
just pulled that out of their asses.
Wow, we just have to rack up the tension now, don't we? We have to make piloting the Valgraves feel like a ticking bomb. If we use them too much, we're
Yeah,
gonna lose ourselves.
The girl used the mech once, she lost her entire memory. But throughout this whole series, there was no foreshadowing of this. None of the characters were losing their memories at all.
And you know what's another plot hole too? Is the fact that they let her live. This test pilot ain't worth anything. You'd think they euthanize her, but they don't even do that. That was stupid, because by its own rules and by its own secrecy, they never would have let that happen.
Also, she should have turned out like Nomi should have turned out from Axel World, because she has 2 years worth of memories. She should be brain dead.
Not just brain dead, but she shouldn't be in high school. She should be in fucking preschool. I mean, where does that come from?
What I remember from 17 and 18 was Haruto's father was pretty much Gendo Ikari 2.0. He started off making him seem like a nice guy, and then suddenly, oh, by the way, I'm a complete douchebag.
That was one lazy ass info dump. They just find it when he starts explaining stuff and revealing anything we couldn't have all this time. Come on.
He never even
can't-
explained why he wanted to make the super race.
Because he's an adult and he needs to do bad things so we can hate him.
This is just really, really lazy writing. What else we got here? Oh yeah, then they decide to use an ancient rocket ship from a museum.
Of course, they have a fully functional rocket in the museum, because that can't be dangerous or something.
I love how easily the enemies figure out that they're going to escape using the rocket.
That was amazing.
Oh, isn't there like a spaceship that they can probably use to escape or something? It's like, oh yeah, let's set up an ambush there.
I like how Kane just believes him. It's like, that sounds understandably reasonable.
Incredibly stupid, in my opinion.
Oh, no, it was stupid, but by this show's logic, it was smart.
Yeah.
We also have this romance story with the girl and Elf. She's a princess, and somehow cutting your hair off means giving life to others.
How convenient of her to be the only one who cares about humanity while everybody else is a dickhead.
The others are just, racist bastards. The aliens are Nazis! Holy shit! Then we have a sacrifice thing, She starts flying and fixing the rocket at the cost of her life.
We only saw her 2 episodes. Nobody cares!
Was I supposed to care about his waifu? Too much, too fast.
She was thousands of years on Earth and she didn't do anything all this time and now she just dies because what, she fell in love?
I've only known you for less than an hour, but I love you. In episode 21, everyone just goes completely batshit crazy.
They somehow didn't realize that they had left behind this idol. They somehow forgot about her.
They had completely forgotten her for so many episodes. Saki gets stabbed in public and everybody finds out that she is immortal.
Yeah, now we get some of the most wonderful written moments in the entire show.
Kill all the children, just like I did right now.
It was so bad. I mean, would you trust someone who stabs a person on TV? Wouldn't you question it at all?
My question here is this. If they said, oh, these are monsters like the one we saw on TV, kill them all because apparently they cannot die. And then they shoot them and they die. So how are they monsters like the one we see on TV?
That's one of the worst plot holes ever.
Aside from the politicians wanting to kill every student instead of maybe testing the credibility of these words, no, just so many shit happens. Yep, let's form an alliance with the Nazis.
You can say about teenagers what you want, but
These are adults. These are politicians.
the politicians are enemies.
You know, it
they
just-
have
it just goes
some
to show-
immortals, so let's form an alliance and commit genocide. That's like if Germany and the US and Russia would work together to wipe out the Jews.
I just realized something. This show still hasn't told us why it's called The Liberator.
It was supposed to be a rebellion against the Magius.
Oh,
But just like anything else, I just forgot about it. Okay, final episodes. You know, I love how they show that when they're killing someone on TV, that's okay and they should believe them when they say those are monsters. But when somebody else is showing that they are lying and they are the monsters, oh, don't believe them, those are lies, believe us. And even that gets negated when later on LL magically passes through all the soldiers and kills somebody on TV once again to reveal the truth. Why would they believe him? He's supposed to be with the bad guys. What's going on here?
When they kill the leader of Dorsha, again on TV, which again builds a lot of trust, you know. Public killings always assure that the people say the truth.
Trust me, I will kill this guy in broad daylight, so this proves me right.
Also, somehow the main character beats Kain now, combined with LL's skills, and he loses all his memories, and super dramatic. Not when LL wakes up, he just can have last words with him. Again, yaoi moment.
you know, you would think that him losing all of his memories, he would just fall in love at first sight with him.
Are you my mom?
Uh,
The ending goes in Nitro. In the last 5 minutes, 75,000 things happen at once. Where they say, yeah, they were looking around to kill them and blah 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 blah, mass examinations, yada yada. And then fast forward in the future when they're in the museum and some aliens out of nowhere pop up and the end. Let's be all
I
friends.
mean,
That's it.
oh yeah, the epilogue was really, really fucking stupid because the whole point was for us to be liberated.
I gave up thinking that this show had a theme at all to teach the
I
viewers.
expected nothing from the beginning. I mean, just look at the cover. It has mechs and high school girls.
Should we do like last words?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valvrave was just a big jumbled train wreck mess. It tried to combine all of these elements, a little bit of Code Geass, a little bit of this, a little bit of Gundam, a little bit of that. It's like you're putting a bunch of random food into a pot and expecting it to be delicious. It's not, it's awful. I would not recommend it for anyone unless you're just looking for something dumb to watch just for the sake of watching it. It's just a very, very stupid show.
Stupid Nazis and mechs, and then they have this humanity thing. Oh my god, and they're not even trying to make it a bit intelligent.
This is fan fiction, The Liberator. You get to have all of your favorite shows into this one. I mean, it's like Psychopaths. Psychopaths try to cram together every single philosophical science fiction. It was another fan fiction-based show, so it lets you realize the very danger of gimmickry. Every single episode tries to be slightly something different, as if to think that it will pull out greater than the sum of its parts, which it never does. There is nothing that is focused about the show. If you're one of those people that like so bad it's good entertainment, Valvrave doesn't even that. So I recommend Mirai Nikki.
What?
Ouch.
Because that is fun. That is so bad it's good. This is so bad it's why. About the characters, they are underdeveloped. They are perpetually one-dimensional. The character arcs will come and go, and if someone will realize something, it's just for angst, and then just move on.
If there is one message to this show, teenagers are stupid and adults are too.
And also value your memories.
Value your memories because space vampires who possess people might take them away and use them as fuel for some super mecha that stop themselves and create a super beam that can destroy space armadas. But don't trust
Wow.
television.
Maybe if Valvrave comes out with a sequel, it might be cheesy and it might be fun then. But for now, yeah, avoid this show, ladies and gentlemen. This is anime at its most desperate. Special mention to Asuna making a cameo appearance, doing a very good job. Our anime's favorite slut returns. I hope everyone enjoyed this overview because it was almost worth watching the entire show just for this.
Do not listen to him.
Television lies.